Thank you so much for purposing to be here today. It's such an honor for you to be able to come and be part of what God is doing to us, and what you are working on in your life, because every stage of life is an opportunity for you to seed yourself for the future you desire in your life. So, and as we take off time right now, we take off time to seed ourselves, to empower ourselves into what we want to see ourselves into in the future. I'm going to request my brother Jonah to just transmit that slogan of ours, and then after that we shall be able to proceed. And sorry about that technicality, but we reckon it will be rectified soon. So we're going to take our slogan, and then thereafter we shall dive into the real thing today. And I reckon most of us who are here, and those of you that are going to be watching on live stream, and those of you who will be watching after the telecast, I just want to let you know, it is awesome. It is awesome. You're the real deal is the thing. So let us go at the count of 2, and then we roll. We are
timeless transformers, and we commit to live to our greatness.
Oh, that is so beautiful. We are timeless transformers, and we commit ourselves, to live to our greatness. We commit. Yes, you ought to commit yourself in life. You're not any other being. You ought to commit to live to the fullness of your greatness. And that's what we're here for. We come every other time to empower ourselves, to ensure that we get in that place that catapults us, that brings us out of the mediocrity, the averageism, until we get into our zone of greatness. And that is what we do here at Transformers Up. Empower each other and sharpen one another, fashion ourselves for the greatness that awaits us. Well, for those of you who it is the first time to come and watch us and share with us and just sit down with us and break bread together of wisdom, welcome aboard. This is Transformers Hub International. This is where we sharpen one another. This is where we transform lives timelessly, regardless of your faith, background, geographical location, and tribe and ethnicity. We are regardless of background. As long as you are committed to live to the fullness of your greatness, this is the place to be. And welcome aboard. And so we're just going to dive into it right away. In interest of time, we don't have much time on us, but I just want to let you know that your life is not going to remain the same. All you need to do is to grace yourself and let us get this rolling. Well, today we are dealing with something called You Are the Real Deal. You are the real deal. Yes, you are the real deal. It is the time to stop whining and being glittery. Much more than that. Stop whining and being glittery. You are much more than that. It is the time for you to be able to come to a place where everything may seem very troublesome, very problematic. Things are not adding up. The dots are not adding up in your life, at your place of work, where you live. Things are going wrong and you're whining and you're glittery. You are much more than that. It's not the time to whine. It's not the time for you to start being glittery around yourself and starting to blame other people. We've blamed our parents. We blamed the government. We blamed our relatives. We blamed our OBs and OGs. We put the blame on the counselors and the leadership within our communities. It is the time to stop whining. Oh, how I wish so-and-so gave me a hand. How I wish my brother gave me a hand. How I wish my uncle came up and helped me. How I wish I had the right connections. How I wish. You are whining. You are glittering. You are spending most of your time in whining and glittering. So and so didn't help me. So and so didn't come through for me. So and so, your parents, your family people, your relatives, your siblings, your OBs, your friends, they have not come through for you, and so you are in the zone of glittery and whining, and all you do, all your energy is focused on that, and you cannot see beyond glittery and whining. But I'm here to tell you today, you are the real deal. You are the real deal. Give up on everything that may seem not right now. Stop whining. Stop glittering. Now I've come to tell you, you are the real deal. And what do I mean by this? For you to be able to understand that you're your real deal, you ought to know these 12 must truths for you to be able to choose to live. I've come up with the 12 must truths you should know before you choose to live. Because existing does not necessarily mean that you're living. Existing means that you will do anything necessary for you to stay alive. But to live is to live in fullness of joy and satisfaction of life, enjoying and celebrating your life in satisfaction, not in relation with what you've accumulated, but being able for you to celebrate your life regardless of where you come from, regardless of who gave birth to you, regardless of which schools you went to, regardless of which relatives you have, hobbies you have, regardless of whether you have people in higher places to connect you or not, regardless of all that. And you're able to say, much as I may not have all that I want, but I am in position to celebrate my life, enjoy it, in satisfaction. And how do you arrive to that place of transcending from a place of existency to a place of choosing to live fully? And all it takes is the real deal. You are the real deal. And all it takes is you. So all you need to do is for you to understand that you need these 12 truths for you to start choosing to live. In other words, to live satisfactorily in your life, living a higher life, living a fulfilled life. All it takes is not how much you've accumulated. It is not how much cars you have, how much homes you have, which schools you went to, which place you were raised from. It is not about that. It is about you. You are. All it takes is the real you. And you need these 12 must truths for you to understand that before you choose to live, you ought to have this truth. Number one, for you to understand that you're the real deal. Your present state of being is not a result. Take note, your present state, of living is not a result of your biological, social, geographical, or academical relational background. It is not. The state you're in today, it is not a result of your biological, social, geographical, academical, or relational background. Never. It is not as a result of that. It is a choice that you've made. It is a choice that you've made. Your background has nothing to do with what is surrounding you today. Your biological gateway into this world has nothing to do with what is happening to you today. Your academic credentials, yes, they might have aided you to be able to be knowledgeable and exposed, but they may not have literally, had an element in where you are today. Your relational background may not be the reason why where you are today. So getting to know this truth is going to help you a lot for you to start living in fullness and in satisfaction and in celebration of your life. Why do I have to say so? A number of times, like I said earlier, we are whining, we are glittering, we are saying, I wish I had better parents. I wish I had a better parents of such a person, maybe such a person. I saw a video today, yesterday, sorry, and somebody was talking about the parents said while they were growing up that I'm working for my kids. Now we have grown, we are elderly people. We've never seen our father is passing on the things that he promised us. What is wrong with him? And I'm going to him to ask him, where are the things you said that you are working for us? A grown-up man. And I said, is he right in his senses? Such mentality of thinking that I wish I was born from such a family and such a caliber of affluent family, raised, given birth to an affluent parent. That is total disaster mentally. You can't think that way. Lots of people have been raised from dust, and right now they are the people that are impacting lives. Nobodies from nowhere, not from affluent families. All the people we talk of, they started small from their garages. Like Zuckerberg, all these people, the Bill Gates, the Alibabas, all these people started small. They were not born from affluent families or parents, but they got into themselves that they had something on the inside of them, and they put themselves together, and they ignored their circumstance, their biological backgrounds, their relational background. They ignored the schools they went to. They ignored all the social settings they are raised from, and they say, at least we have something on the inside of us. And that is what they got hold of, and they rose beyond and defied their social background, their academical background, their relational background, and rose to the top. Likewise, you ought to understand where you are today. It is not a result of the biological parents that gave birth to you. It's not a result of your social networks you have now, blaming yourself of the social setup you came from, the village you came from, the geographical location, maybe the district. I came from far. I'm from this place. It is not even known on the map of Uganda. It's not known even on the map of the entire region of the world. Will I ever mount to anything? Stop whining. Just know your present state is a choice that you've made. You are the real deal to get yourself up and say, I'm going to see myself through. I'm committing myself to greatness. Regardless of what is happening, I will push myself to elasticity until I make sure I get to the top. I rise into my zone of greatness. That is what you do. Don't whine. Where you are today has nothing to do with what you're going to become tomorrow. I repeat, where you are today has nothing to do with what you're going to become tomorrow. All you need to do is to sharpen your mind and get resolved in your spirit and in your internal being, and begin to convince your internal faculties that, hey, I am going to make it. It doesn't matter which biological parents I came from. It doesn't matter which place I came from geographically. It doesn't matter which social networks I have. It doesn't matter which relational networks I have. All I am certain of, I resolve that I'm going to make it to the top. That's what makes you to be the real deal. The real deal. Nobody is going to lift you up except you. Push yourself. I've been there. I've been there. I know what I'm talking of. You wait for your hobbies, they will let you down. The people you went with to uni or campus, they will let you down. They have also other things that they are looking out for. They are working on themselves. So if you keep whining and whining, you are just digging your grave deeper. So stop whining and know that your present undesired life, your present state of being is not a result of who is your biological parent, of which friends you went with to school. No, put that away and convict yourself and commit yourself to live to your greatness. That's why you are the real deal. You are the real deal to get yourself out of the present state that you do not desire. Number two, that you need to know, your present undesired life is an intentional choice, never mandatory. Do a self-inventory. Your present undesired life is a choice, never mandatory. It is never been mandatory. That life that you desire, never. You were not born for that life that you don't desire. You are not born for it. It is a choice that you've made. You've convinced yourself that this is it. Because I didn't go to the right school. I don't have the right friends. I don't have the people in higher places. I don't look good. I don't have the nice clothing. Or maybe. Stop whining. Put yourself together and say, regardless of what is happening, this undesired life, I choose now, I'm going to come out of it. Make it up in your mind. Put it on the notice board. Put it in your room. Put it at your place of work. Put it on your Bible. Put it on your phone and say, I am going to rise above this undesired life. Everywhere you go and you read it, you're like, I am choosing not to live this undesired life. Every time you get it sinking in your life, you get the power, the momentum, the energy to start committing yourself to live to your greatness. That's what makes you to become the real deal. You become the real deal by lifting yourself out of the shackles out of the mud of the undesired life that you're presently living. Rise up early and say, I don't care. I don't mind. I will rise up whether I have a job or I don't have. At least I'll just rise up and pray. At least I'll just rise up early, 4, 5, and just and write something down and plan for my future and see myself in the future, what I'm going to become. At least I'll do that and I'll get to the other businesses. You are starting to stretch your muscle. You are stretching yourself. You are starting to give yourself room of elasticity to begin to compel and to push and rise and defy the status quo that is surrounding you that you do not desire. So that's what you need to do. That's what you need to get hold of and say, I have to get out of this. The undesired life today you're living is an intentional choice. It's never mandatory. So do a self-inventory. You know, ask yourself the questions that are necessary. How did I arrive here? What could be the problem? If other people that have been on streets have risen behind that, homeless have risen behind that, people that lost their parents, orphans have risen above that, how about me? Do a self-inventory. That's why I'm here to tell you, you are the real deal. The same mentality they got hold of, you know, to escape themselves from the undesired life that they had been trapped into, you can apply. It is applicable. All you need to do is to choose, take a choice. Take an intentional choice not to live that life again. Because it was not mandated to you to live that life. You are intertwined and built together, wired together. In each and every one of you is potential and enormous success. So you were wired, put together, fashioned together to ensure that you become successful in life. When God had gotten done with you, he looked at you and said, he looks good. He looked at you and said, she is amazing. She saw you were perfect. He said, this is the real deal that is going to be a solution to the world's problems. And all you're here doing right now is whining. You're glittering. You're saying, oh, how I wish I had the right people around me. Oh, how I wish I did have some good networks, people in higher places. How I wish our government did this and the other. Come on, square up yourself, lift up your head, square up your shoulders, and let your chin high and say, I commit and I choose, I take a choice now. I will no longer live this undesired life because I was not mandated to live for it. I am born a success, so I shall rise above this situation and then push yourself and compel yourself into that place of where you start to walk the journey of the greatness that you are. You are the real deal. Get yourself up now. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are the real deal. Don't give up. You might have tried and you felt it is all breaking down, because in life that is how it is. Don't give up. Keep pushing. If you're crawling, push yourself harder. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. If you can't crawl, at least just put a hand forward. And maybe if you fall, don't make sure that you do not fall down with your face down. Fall with your face up, looking up, stay focused, rising and believing. And as you look up, maybe you'll see someone to lift you up and push on. Don't give up on yourself. You're much more than that. The life you're living today, don't blame it on any other person. It is your choice. Square up yourself. Square up yourself. Don't you dare give up. You're much more than the whining. You're much more than the glittering. You're much more than that. You're much more than where you think you came from. You're much more than the friends you think that they didn't help you. Oh, you are much more than the people in the higher places that you think that they didn't help you. My brother, my sister, come on. The choice is yours. Do not let yourself down. You are the real deal. The truth number 3 that you should know in interest of time is one of man's worst misfortunes of life is self-ignorance. One of man's worst misfortunes of life is self-ignorance. It is self-ignorance that has let man down to the place of self-abuse. That you've settled to think that you are nobody. You've settled to think that because you came from such a village, a geographical location, you came from a place that you never went to the best schools, you came from a place that you had no people in higher places, you came from a biological parents that were not affluent, you came from families that were not affluent or rich or wealthy, so you've predetermined your destiny, thinking that, oh, this is it. This is it. This is my fate. So you've left your fate to the world to throw you wherever it wants. But I'm here to tell you, do not let self-ignorance take you down the drain. It is one of the worst misfortunes that has ever happened to man. You are much more than that. Trapped on the inside of you is enormous potential, ingenuity, enterprise, industry. Why give up on yourself? You got what someone else needs. All you need is to unravel it. Check yourself. You are the real deal. What is it? The world is in total honest expectations of people who have solutions to solve its problems. You are never created to be a problem creator, but a problem solver. So do not add on the problems that the world has already got. Take a choice. Choose today. Know that self-ignorance, lack of self-awareness of who you are, the power you have, the potential you have, the office you have, the enterprise, the industry, the hospitality you have, is what is going to make you the real deal in this universe. Because the world is so stricken with innumerable problems, and the people that are meant to solve them are not going to come from the more. It is us, and it is all trapped on the inside of you. That's why you're the real deal. So do not fall prey to the worst misfortune that has fallen to man. Don't fall prey. Don't fall prey to self-ignorance. You're much more. There is something you have that will solve one's other problems. Don't let yourself down. Don't. Please don't. I urge you, don't. Don't give up on yourself. It is too early for you to start giving up on yourself. It is too early. There are places I've been to. The places you desire here. There are people that are, you think, oh, I was from a very low area, place where I was raised. There is no hope there. You cannot make it. People here, even in the places that you feel are first-class countries. There are people living on streets. There are people that are still drained in utter poverty. And you think, oh, it's because I did not come from a good country, maybe from the place. I blame God. I wish I was born in America. I wish I was born in Europe. I wish I was born. Hey, stop whining. There are also people that are experiencing the same thing. Stop whining. Get to understand the potential that is trapped and hidden on the inside of you. What is that thing that you can provide to your community, to your neighborhood, to your social networks that will solve their problems? That's why you're the real deal. Find what is hidden on the inside of you that can solve a problem that is surrounding you within your area of jurisdiction, within your area of residence, community, neighborhood, district, county, national, state. What is it that you can provide? You are the real deal to emancipate yourself from the undesired life that you are experiencing. Time is running. I don't have the. I'll be rushing faster. Number 4. Anytime you trade your path in lack of self-awareness, you're 1 foot into the zone of self-abuse. Anytime you trade your path in self-awareness, lack of self-awareness, then you're already in the zone of self-abuse. Get to know this truth. Every time you're not in knowledge of who you are, the potential you have, the power you have, the solutions hidden on the inside of you to solve the problems that are around you, you are vulnerable and prone to self-abuse. Because you are not in knowledge. So everything you see that comes your way, you're going to jump on it. Why? Because you don't know who you are. You don't know what the potential you have. You don't know what you are wired for. You don't know what you are created for. So you're going to jump on everything. You're going to run for everything that comes your way. They tell you, this deal is working out, you jump on it. Another person comes and tells you, just leave that. There is this project that is good, start on it, you jump on it. And before you know it, you are into everything. You're a jack of all trades. You can never get anywhere when you're a jack of all trades. You need specialization. You need specialization. You need specialization if you're going to be the real deal. And you are the real deal. This world is waiting for you. It is waiting for you. It is waiting for you. It is waiting. It is waiting. It is waiting for you. You got to square up yourself and get out of the path of self-ignorance, lest you are prone to being abused. People are going to abuse. So many people are in places that they were never designed, wired to be in. today. That's why they are living an undesired life. That's why people are so stressed at work. People are depressed. People are having dementia, emotional brokenness. They are having mental illnesses because they are in places where they are not wired to solve problems, but because they lacked self-awareness. That's why they are into self-abuse. They are in offices that they were not meant to be in, because culture designed them to be that way. If you want to become this and good and be wealthy, you ought to do this job, you ought to become a lawyer, you ought to become this, you ought to become this. And they are seated in those offices with stress, with discomfort, with abuse of themselves. And at the end of the day, they are full of pressure, they're full of depression, if they are mentally ill. At the end of the day, some of them even get to the worst to commit suicide. Others develop undesired illnesses, and bam, they are gone. Why? Because they never took time to establish who are they really? What power? What am I able to do? What is it that I have to offer to the world? What is it? Right from my childhood, I remember I started speaking. My father noticed a gift in me. And I think I was at the age of 8 or 9 when I started to be an MC on my first wedding. Besides even preaching my first sermon in church, in the Anglican church. Younger than that. Because they identified my potential. Empowerment. Transforming lives. That has been my crew. The people I've been working with. Empowering their skills, empowering their potential, abilities, working with young people, lifting them up, empowering them, believing together that we can make it. Some of you know where I've come from. I didn't lose focus because I knew who I was. And here I am. I'm transforming lives, I'm impacting lives, and I'm still going to do this because this is what I was wired to do. Out of this, I am more or less dead. I may try all other things. I will appear to people that, I've got a good job, I'm working with this company and all that. And to the world, it will look good, but inside me, I'll be dying. I've tried when I just got in here. Here, everything is possible in this dream world. Everything is possible. So I started with working. Yes, there was good money. Yes, everything was good. But inside me, I was dying. I had to come and do a self-inventory. I said, well, everyone might look at me and say, oh, it is looking good. He has arrived. But deep down in my spirit and in the deep of hurts and in my internal faculties, I knew I was on the verge of internal death. Until I swear that, I said, it doesn't matter what it takes. I may not have what it takes, but I put everything that looks glamorous to everybody. It's this time to concentrate on me because I am the real deal. It is not what you accumulate in life that makes you successful. It's what you as a person do in order to live to the fullness of what you are created for. That will make you a success. That's why you're the real deal. To liberate yourself from the undesired life that you desire. So your lack of self-awareness will always bring you to a zone of self-abuse. Don't abuse yourself. I almost did. When I got here, I almost did. And I realized I was suffocating myself. Don't suffocate yourself because they told you, oh, that job is good. Oh, this is good. Stick to what you were wired to do. Hidden on the inside of you is a solution that someone needs for him to be liberated into their fullness of living. And you are the real deal to provide that. Don't you ever give up on yourself. Try to endeavor to establish what is that thing I can offer. What is it? You got it. You got it. So don't abuse yourself because of lack of self-awareness. Don't abuse yourself. Because if you're not in knowledge of what potential, what greatness, what service, what solution that is hidden on the inside of you, everyone is going to use you for whatever they want. Another person will say, okay, yeah, you let us go and pick garbage and all this and this, and you run to that. Restaurant, let us go to the restaurant, sir. You rush for that. Even the prostitutes will come. This is a big deal. No, you don't have to do this. And you jump to that. No, let us go to Dubai. You jump to that. Let us go to this. You jump to that. You are abusing yourself. Why? Because you lack self-awareness. You are the real deal to liberate yourself from that undesired life. But one of the ways to do it is by you having self-awareness of what is trapped on the inside of you. Don't give up on yourself. The other fifth truth that you should know in order to choose to live before you die, it is man's prevailing predicaments today are a result of his ignorance to self. It's more related with the first one. Your present state is ignorance to self. Don't let yourself be ignorant. Make sure you do all it takes to establish. Do a self-inventory. What are the things I like? What are the things that keep my heart beating? That even when I go to work in other places, even when I go to do another job, even when someone calls me to help him, but there is that thing in my heart that palpitates. Papa, 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 Papa. What is that thing that your mind never gets to rest of? It is always sounding back in your mind. Sounding back in your mind. Every time I tried everything in my life, I always said, I empower young people. I empower young people. I empower people. I am an empowerment. I am a transformer. And even when I tried every other thing, I would see myself going to schools, colleges, universities, holding talks with young people, empowering them, helping them into their abilities, skills, potential, ability. This is what was on my mind all the time, helping others to rise up. This was what was on my mind. Even when I went to work in offices, because I've been in offices, big companies, both in Uganda and here, with some good money. But it was all about empowerment. That even when I rose up, I would ask myself, sure that this is for me. The thing for empowering others was always on my mind. That when I wake up and put down my head, I could see myself speaking to assemblies of people. I'd see myself speaking to young people. I'd see myself in colleges. I'll see myself in universities. My heart always palpitated with that. Palpitated with that. What is that thing? That is what you should be in knowledge of when you do an internal evaluation, inventory. Question yourself, what is that thing that does not let me to sleep? Every time I put down my head, it is the one sounding. It is the one ringing. When I rise up, it is the one ringing. When I enter the office, it is the one ringing. When I'm in my private closet, it is the one ringing. When I'm in the public, it is the one ringing. When I'm on a function, it is the one ringing. When I'm on a wedding, it is the one ringing. When I go to a burial, it is the one ringing. What is that one thing that keeps you thinking of every other time? What is that thing? That is what is going to make you the real you. That is what is going to make you the real deal. So whatever you do, make sure that you are in knowledge of who you are. You need to understand this other truth if you're going to choose to live. Remember, we said existence or being alive does not necessarily mean that you're living. Being alive does not necessarily mean that you're living. You could be existing. Existing is you doing all what is necessary for you to be alive. But living is celebrating and enjoying your life in satisfaction, regardless of what is surrounding you. That is living. So for you to choose to live, you should be in knowledge of certain truth. And that is what I'm trying to bring to you. Number 6. Number 5, I think. Man is a compound solution that is never fully untapped. Man is a compound entity that is never fully untapped. Everything that man needs is hidden on the inside of them. The world is honestly seeking for answers, and it's not going to get them from a different planet. It's all trapped inside of man. And you are the real deal. You are the real deal that has got those answers. Search deep down inside you. You're such a compound entity that is fully untapped. There is a lot of enterprise. There is a lot of hidden potential. There is a lot of hidden power. There is a lot of hidden industry, ingenuity. Some of you are great administrators. The world needs that. Some of you are great musicians. The world needs that. Some of you are great hospitable people. You need to start hospitality offices, companies. You're so good at hospitality, handling people, the way you talk, the way you handle yourself, the way you manage yourself before people. People are in love with it. And that is your potential. It is a solution provided to the world. It needs it. Others are sportsmen. Others are artists, actors, dancers, comedians, poets. What is that thing? Scientists. You know, you have power in digital cyber world. Use it. That is you. What is it, that thing that you love? Man is a compound entity that is fully untapped. The world is waiting for him to show up. What is that thing? Get hold of it. Get hold of it. You are the real deal that the world is waiting for. The world is full of catastrophes because the people that were created to solve them are busy self-abusing. And they are into other stuff they were not wired to do, to solve problems for. So they're all caught up in what they were not wired to do. So other people are suffering because they've not risen to what they were created to do. All the potential is passive and inactive on the inside of them. And they are busy abusing self. It's the time to rise up. You're the real deal. You are the real deal. Don't whine. Don't glitter. Don't. It's the time to square up and say, there is something in me I need to give to the world. Pray, fast, seek for consultants, coaches, mentors to help you identify that compound solution strapped on the inside of you and offer it to the world. You will only be celebrated not for your whining, but for the solutions you offer to the world. You will not be celebrated for your whining and glittering. You know, never. You'll only be celebrated for the solutions you offer to the world. All the people we celebrate today, they are celebrated because they offered something to the world. You are the real deal that the world needs. You are the next living solution that this world is awaiting for to solve its problems. What is that you have? It is there. It is trapped. It is hidden. It is inside of you. Take time. Have time. Search yourself. Think deep down into yourself. What is this thing? What is it that is keeping me restless that I desire to do? When I was a child, I always desired it. When I grew, even when I went to school, much I was studying, telling me to be a lawyer, telling me to be a business person. But this other thing kept coming in my mind, that when I left school, I always got compelled. I was inclined towards this one thing. What is that thing? And as you do so, as you have a self-inventory, a self-evaluation, an inner assessment of self, you are about to answer the golden question of your life, and it will make you become the real you again. Remember, the world is not in search of the inauthentic you. It is in search of the authentic you, that you may be able to solve the problems it suffers. You are the real big deal. Don't give up on yourself. I pray to return next Friday to finish up the other 6 truths for you to understand about the real you, the deal that this world needs to solve its problem, and you are the deal. I want to assure you, I want to convince you, I want to admonish you. Please don't give up on yourself. Don't whine. Stop littering. Stop blaming other people. Stop blaming your parents. Stop blaming your family people, your bosses, your friends, the place you come from, your geographical location. It is not the reason why you are where you are. It is been your choice. So rise up above every circumstance, above your biological background, your faith background. Rise up above your geographical location background. Rise up above your social background. Rise up above your relational background and square up your mind and say, I am the real deal. Let's now get started and you will make it to the top. Once again, I'm Edwin Peter Sawankambo. For the sake of here, the people that are here, Sawankambo disturbs them. So usually they say, oh, you do have another name. So that's why I say Edwin Peter. But I love my name, Sawankambo. So I am Edwin Peter Sawankambo. And once again, this is Transformers. This is where we empower, strengthen, encourage, fashion, sharpen one another in order to commit ourselves to living to our greatness. Do you want to live a higher life, a successful life, a life full of celebration of self? This is the place to be. Don't you miss. Next Friday, I'm back and we are going to continue with the next 6 truths that you must know before you start to choose to live. Remember, being alive is not necessarily living. You could be existing just because you're doing everything necessary for you to stay alive, but that does not make you to live. To live, it is to celebrate and enjoy yourself in satisfaction of what you are fully created to do and to provide solutions to the people that you were created to solve solutions for. And that is why you ought to be the real deal to get to that. Once again, thank you so much. Thank you for purposing to be here every Friday. Looking forward to meet you again next time here at Transformers Hub International. Thank you, the Command Center, our moderator, Carol, and our technical team in the High Command Center, Jonathan. So thank you so much, and to all of you, the team members, Man, Trisco, all of you, Anna, Fedabi, all the way from the East, our representative, Heavenly Child. Thank you so much. Bless you and have a beautiful weekend. Remember, hidden on the inside of you is the real deal that the world wants to take you. So don't give up on yourself. Shalom, salute. I sign out. Once again, we are the Timeless Transformers and we commit to live to our greatness. Bye-bye. Love you so much. See you next time. Keep yourself in shape over this weekend. Bless you. Bye-bye.